What's going on, y'all, man? I'm back with story time once again. So now I'm about to tell y'all the story about how I caused my father, to fail a test that he was taking, right? So this was like 2009. I'm like a sophomore in high school at the time, right? So my pops is taking these classes to become a home care person for my grandmother, his mother. At this time, she's in her late 70s. So her mobility, she started to have a little bit of mobility issues, and she needed some help around the household. So my pops was like, okay, cool. I can take the little home care classes to be there with her on some days throughout the week, and then she can have somebody else come on some of the rest of the days, right? So he like, I'm gonna just take the classes. So he goes and takes the classes. Now every week they got tests that they're taking. The tests are supposed to examine their knowledge of not only their job duties, but their knowledge of different ailments that the elderly people can be suffering from. Alzheimer's, dementia, and all of the above. Now, my grandmother's not suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia or nothing, but if my pops want to pass this class, he has to be knowledgeable about all different facets, all different areas of the home care, being a home care aide or whatever. So he like, cool. So my pops hadn't been in school in years, mind you, hadn't been in school in forever. So he like, look, but he's doing very good. But he comes to one test that he had. It was a take-home test that he could, go home and try to go through the little pamphlet, the book that they got to try to find the best possible answers. And he like, I can't find the answers to these tests, to this test. So he like, Malcolm, he know me. At the time, I'm a straight A student in high school. So he like, look, and he knows that I'm also tech savvy. I'm very knowledgeable about computers. I know how to work computers very well. So he like, Malcolm, I can't find these answers. So can you help me get these answers back going on the computer and typing the questions in and seeing what the answers may be? I'm like, cool, Daddy, I got you. Yes, I said Daddy. In Chicago, we refer to our fathers as Daddy, not Daddy or whatever. But I like, yeah, Daddy, I got you. And he like, all right, cool. So I'm going to go type in each question. As I'm typing in the question, Google is bringing up like 50 different pages of information. I click on the first link. The first link got 8 pages of like information trying to find this one answer. I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm not finna be going through all of this. I had just finished like a long assignment that I had to turn in. And he came to me at 10 o'clock at night. I'm just sitting up watching TV, about to get on the phone, talk to these girls for a little minute. I'm gonna talk to the girls for a little minute before I go to sleep. I'm like, dang, I don't feel like going through all of this. I just finished a long assignment. But I'm clicking through other links on Google. Every website they sending me to got 7-8 pages of information. I'm like, damn, like what's going on? So I go and try to type in another question. All of them are coming up with 6-7 pages of information. I'm like, I don't got no time for trying to do all this. I'm not doing all this. I'm sorry, Pops. Daddy, I love you, but I'm not doing this. This is what we finna do. I sit at the table. I sit at the little computer desk, and I promise y'all, I didn't want Pops to know I was putting I didn't want Pops to know I was just putting the answers that sounded the best to me. So I'm acting like I'm going through the internet and looking for the answer. But really, I'm just circling the answer that is the best logical answer to me. Cause it's multiple choice anyway. So I'm like, look, one of these gonna be right. And me, I got knowledge of test taking, like test taking knowledge. I'm like, okay, cool. Some of these answers, it's gonna be a keyword, a word in there that don't belong to something to try to throw you off. So I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna put whatever sounds right to me. Now, I'm doing this with no knowledge of the no personal home care knowledge or nothing. I'm just going off what sounds best to me. I'm circling the answer. I'm okay, A, B, okay, cool. All right, that sound right. That don't sound right. Okay, cool. So I give it to Pops. I'm like, here you go, Pops. I'm done. He like, okay, cool. Thank you, son. I'm gonna take this to the teacher. I'm gonna take this to the teacher tomorrow. So look, he turns the test in the next day. Cool. 2-3 days later, he calls my phone while he's at the classes. He on break. He say, Malcolm. I say, yeah, Pops. He sound a little like, you remember that test I told you to take for me the other day? Remember the one I told you to help me with? I was like, yeah. He said, guess how many I got wrong? I said, how many? It was only 20 questions on the test. I said, how many you got wrong? He said, 10. I say, 10? He say, 10. I say, 10? He said, yeah, stop repeating it. 10, Malcolm. I said, damn. He said, man, I wanted to tell a lady so bad. My son helped me with this test, man. He did this. He did this. I'm like, Pops, my bad. I thought I had the right answers. He like, man, come on, man. He said, how you get straight A's on all your tests, but when it come to take my test, you make your daddy fail, man. What you trying to do to me? He laughing or whatever. But I'm like, Pops, I ain't mean it, man. I thought I had the best answers. And they was pulling up all these long answers. I'm trying to get you the best answer possible. He like, man, well, you made me look like the dumbest person in class. I ain't gonna lie. And he said, man, in this test, we were grading each other's papers. The students was grading each other's papers. He said, I know whoever had my paper was like, boy, this a dumb Negro here, boy. He don't know nothing on this test. He said, man, I got my test back. I got red marks all over it. I'm like, man, I'm finna call my son right now. He said, I wanted to tell the teacher so bad my son did this. Because he said, the lady say, Mr. Miller, you was doing so well on all the rest of your tests, but what happened with this test right here? He said, I ain't even had no answer to it. I had to lie and just tell her I was sleepy when I answered the questions. He said, but son, I wanted to tell on you so bad to the teacher. I wanted the teacher to know this was your fault. He said, because it wasn't mine. He said, he was laughing. Pops was laughing, too. He was just laughing and playing with me. He said, man, you get all A's on your homework, but on mine, you want to fail mine. He said, how you going to do your daddy like this, man? Come on, man. What I done did? And I was dying laughing. I say, man, 10? We just kept saying 10. He said, Malcolm, 10. He said, that's when the teacher told me I got 10. He said, when I showed that I got 10 wrong, he said, my mouth was wide open. My mouth almost dropped to the floor. He said, I ain't got nothing but A's and B's on this test. The moment I got you helping me, man, I failed this joint. I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I didn't help Dad fail. He say, man, look, I ain't never coming to you for homework no more. I'm going to do this on my own. I get a better chance of getting an A. But I was just like, man, my bad, Pops. But I was just laughing because he always told me, he always used to brag on me and how I did real good, great in school and how I ain't never gave him no trouble and how I was a great student and all this and all of that. My grandma was bragging on me too. He said, man, the moment I tell you to do, man, you failed my stuff, boy. Oh my God. I say, man, look, I'm gonna make it up to you, Pops, my bad. But yeah, man, he never forget about this to this day. To this day, he always talk about it. He not always talk about it, but he'll talk about it several times just to be like on some funny stuff, a funny joke between us two, man. But that's my story time for the day. I'm gonna come to y'all with more stories later. Peace.